What's good, family? It is OG Goddess Blaze coming back at you guys with another video, schmidio. I hope that the sound of the water doesn't overpower me today, because I need the sound of the water to speak on what I'm speaking on today. Okay? I need it. I need it. I need it. Alright. So, today I am going to finally be open about my battle with anxiety. And it's been a video that I have recorded more than once, and I deleted it because I started crying and I was embarrassed. I just really didn't want to be seen in that light. If I cried today, then I cried today. This is the last time I'm recording this video, so you guys are going to get this video today. Alright? So, what I did, because anxiety does cause me to kind of babble when I talk or get away from the points that I actually want to make, out of just fear of being misunderstood, I went ahead and I just made like little points that I want to discuss, and we'll go from there. And what has me in a space of wanting to speak on anxiety and how it affects me is just the fact that I've noticed how it affects other brothers and sisters, and they don't want to speak on it because of the stigmas that have been placed upon mental health in the melanin community. Y'all know, if y'all don't know by now, I do not refer to myself as black because we are not black. That's another video though. But yeah, melanin people, like, we don't want to admit to dealing with mental health issues, and we'll do everything to not admit to the fact that we're dealing with a mental health issue. And that's how it was for me for a long time. For a long time, I didn't want to admit to dealing with anxiety. You know, I wanted to just kind of move through it with my spirituality and ting and ting and ting, but that's just not how this is supposed to go. And now it just started raining, so guess what? This video going inside. Oh shit! Okay, so I lied. It's really not raining too hard, and I'm not really afraid of rain. I went to like leave, but I was like, it's not even that bad, and it's kind of slowing down, so I'm just gonna thug it out. If it does get too bad, then I'll leave, but I don't think so. I don't think it will. I know that the Most High wants me to make this video, which is why I think the rain stopped. I should. Anyway, like I was saying, I made cards basically to just help me stay on track, because with anxiety, I tend to get off track, because I'm overthinking in my head about what I'm saying, because I want it to come out the right way and yada yada yada. So I did make cards, and I'm just gonna kind of build off of each of those, and yeah, I'm just gonna go into it. So I have been dealing with high functioning anxiety, honestly, since I was a kid, and it didn't dawn on me until actually actively looking into these terms and actively looking into therapy and actively coming to a point where I really wanted to understand what was wrong with me. I didn't know what the hell was wrong with me for a very long time, and I just thought I was crazy. Then I did learn that I deal with anxiety, and there are so many stigmas within the melanated community that make you feel like you can't speak on it, that for years I didn't speak on it. But now I'm just really in a place where it's like, no, you gotta speak on this. You gotta speak on it, because it really does affect you. And the people around you don't understand what you're going through, and you can't really be too mad at them. All you can do is explain to them what's going on, so that you can help not just yourself, but you can help other people dealing with this, so that they can explain to their loved ones and the people they care about what they're actually going through. It's real, okay? Anxiety is not just some term that you use when you want people to feel bad for you. No, it's really a mental health disorder, and if you don't actively work at either eradicating it or learning to live with it, your life will quickly turn to shit. I know because it happened to me. Like, I was suicidal, just sad as shit all the time because I just feel so alone because nobody understands me, nobody understands me, nobody understands me. And that's not the case. Well, it is the case, but nobody understands anxiety to the degree that they need to, which is why I'm here. So I'm gonna just go on, I'm gonna read the cards and then kind of like explain what I mean with the cards. So the first one, it says, I can't stop overthinking. When I tell y'all that my brain is constantly going and going and going and going and going and going, it doesn't turn off. It doesn't turn off, which is why I come out in nature, which is why I actively meditate, which is why I was addicted to the ganja for a very long time, because I just wanted to turn my brain off. Like, I just wanted to turn my brain off, and it seemed like smoking the ganja helped me with that, or kind of helped me tap into the I don't give a shit part of my brain. But for the most part, all day, every day, I'm overthinking about something. I'm thinking about what can go wrong. I'm thinking about what can go right, but what's really gonna go wrong. I'm thinking. If you send me a text message, if like you're my friend or something, and you send me a text message, but you don't answer any of my questions in the text message, I'm now overthinking. I'm not saying these things because I want everybody to feel bad for me, or I want people to cater to me, but I am saying these things because I'm not the only person in this world dealing with these issues. And if we can just learn to understand one another, we can help one another. Mental health is not just having bipolar disorder. Mental health is not always easy to spot. A lot of the times our people actually misread what it is that they're seeing. So for me, it's number 2. I cry a lot because nobody my bad. I cry a lot because nobody believes what I am dealing with. This is very true. I call myself OG Goddess Blaze, but I'm very sensitive. I'm sensitive to the fact that I know people think I'm crazy. I know people think I'm too much to deal with. I know people think that I'm not getting help. I know people think I need help. I know all this stuff, and it's what makes me cry. Because if people really knew what I was going through in my head, they would take it a lot more easy on me. They would take it a lot more easy on me, and they would take it a lot more easy on the ones around them. Anger issues and getting angry and having a temper, that is a form of mental health. Your mental health being in jeopardy, or you having a mental health issue. Especially if you grew up similar to the way I grew up. Very harsh, toxic environments, constantly being called out of my name by my caregivers. Conditional love, no form of unconditional love. If I fuck up, I'm getting kicked out the house. Okay? If I fuck up, I'm getting my ass beat. If I fuck up, I am being neglected. Like, nobody's talking to me, and that's from childhood. So imagine that being your whole life, and now you go into an adult who is a people pleaser and somebody who really battles high functioning anxiety. Mix that with not being understood and losing people year in, year out because they don't understand what you're going through. And you really try to, or I really try to explain what's going on to friends before we get close, and it's like they see everything that I told them goes on in my brain. They see me act it out, and then they still skate. Which goes to the next one. I don't keep friends because they don't understand me. Most people do not understand anxiety. Most people don't understand that when you ghost somebody who battles or is dealing with anxiety, it's not a simple, oh, they don't want to talk to me anymore. It's literally weeks to months of self-hate, like hateful conversations with yourself. Like, the voices in my head are rude as fuck, okay? Excuse my language. Like, they are so mean. They will tell me all types of things, like, you're not good enough to have friends. This is why you don't have friends. This is why nobody likes you. You're not good enough. Something's wrong with you. You need to learn how to control your emotions. And because you can't, this is why you're always going to be alone. Yada, yada, yada. And I'm just at the point now where I'm okay with it, because when you deal with anxiety the way I do, you have to validate yourself. When nobody else will, you have to validate yourself. You have to give yourself that love that nobody else wants to give you. You have to give yourself therapy if you can't afford it. You got to do what you got to do for you. And do not allow those voices in your head to tell you those mean things. Yes, they're going to keep saying those things, but you have to start to get strong enough to self-soothe, self-parent yourself, and to really get those voices out of your head, because you can. I'm closing my eyes because it's like they be talking sometimes and I be like, oh my God, shut up. But you can. You just have to be very aware of yourself, very, very, very self-aware. And that's what has helped me along my journey battling anxiety, becoming so self-aware that I can stop the negative self-talk in the middle of negatively talking to myself, or talking to myself negative. It's the weirdest, oddest thing. But when doing that, sometimes I cry so hard because I don't want my brain to move like this, you know? I don't want my brain to function like this. I don't want to constantly overthink. I don't want to constantly shut down when I'm overwhelmed, even though I'm high functioning. So I still push through it, but I'm pushing through it with such a level of dis-ease within me that it's not even funny. It's not even funny. Everyone thinks I'm crazy, or at least that's what I think. And that's what anxiety will tell you, or tells me. These people think you're crazy. Nobody even wants to understand what you're going through. This video that you're making right now is pretty pointless, because most people are going to look at it as a cry for whatever, when really it's not. It's really it's not. These videos, like I told y'all, is shadow work, me releasing and me helping somebody else who I know is going through this shit. Like, this shit is not easy. It's not easy, especially when you don't want to take medicine that is suggested to you to help calm you down. Like, I'm not doing that. So because I don't want to take the medicine and be in this like blah trance, I have to do other things to help myself. On top of that, before this whole COVID thing happened, I had a great 9-to-5 job. Y'all already know I'm not into working for the man anyway, but I did have a very good job, paid great, and they were also paying for my therapy. When that happened, when I stopped, when I lost that job to this whole COVID situation, the therapy stopped too, or that access to therapy stopped too. And I mean, I was in my prime of it all, you know? I was enjoying it. I was enjoying understanding different terms and doing my own research and my own reading to really understand what's going on with me. And then all that shit happened. And then when your triggers hit and you got anxiety, oh, honey, boo-boo child, it's a whole nother ball game. It's a whole nother ball game, which takes us to this one. Sometimes I wish to die just to escape the voices in my head. Like I said, I'm not here for no attention seeking. I'm not here for folks to feel bad for me. I'm just being real. There have been so many times just in this past month that I've literally just had the thought in my head, like, I just wish this car would just run me over. Like, I wouldn't have to deal with none of this shit if this car ran me over. Like, I just wish I'd get struck by lightning. Just thoughts. Not to say like I really want to die, but in the moment, that's how I feel. And anxiety will really talk to you like that. Anxiety will really talk to you like that. And if you're not mentally strong enough, you will succumb to those those thoughts. You will. And that's why I speak. I speak for my brothers and sisters who are dealing with this, and they either don't know what they're dealing with, or they don't know how to deal with it. But I do. Like, I literally grew up with this shit, and I developed it from a traumatic childhood. Like, traumatic. That's another video. But because I developed it, I will break these stigmas placed around mental health. I will. I am no longer allowing people to say things like, oh, you need to deal with that on your own, or oh, you need to go to therapy. No, you need to be a human being and understand that our people have gone through some real shit. Okay? And if you are on the spectrum of melanin people who weren't privileged enough to grow up in a certain area, oh, the PTSD is on level 10. Okay? And you deserve that space. You deserve a safe space to heal. You deserve a safe space to speak on the things that made you the way you are, so that you can actively begin to heal yourself of those things. That's why I'm here. That's why I speak. I still wasn't able to get everything out in regards to anxiety and how it affects me, because it's just so much. So I think what I'm gonna do is just make another list, or figure out how I want to just go about speaking on anxiety in these videos, because it affects everything: friendships, work, finances, family interactions, the love for yourself that you have. It fucks up everything if you don't become clear on what it is and how it's affecting you, and the fact that you don't want that you don't want that in your life, and you don't want to deal with anxiety. I cannot explain to you guys how much I look up and I say, and I ask the Most High to please take this away from me. Please, 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 please. Like, I don't want to be this way. I don't want to think this way. But it's something I have to go through. And if you have it, it's something that you have to go through too, so that you can help other people. I strongly feel like that. Like, we really all deal with certain forms of anxiety at certain points of our life. That can just be being nervous, but imagine being nervous all the time. Imagine this, like, that butterfly feeling in your stomach every day, and it can be the smallest thing, like, oh, you're waiting for a text back, but that the thoughts in your head, the feeling in your stomach, like you just want to throw up if you don't get a certain response by a certain time. Oh, and don't get a response that's actually triggering, because it's even worse. It's even worse. So I babbled a bit, but I think I got a lot of what I was trying to get out. But I really just want anybody watching this who may have come across somebody who you think is too much, or is too reactive, is too much for you. I really encourage you to reach out to that person and really create a safe space for them to let you know what's good and let you know what's really going on. Because for me, I've had to become my own therapist, because I'm afraid to speak to people about what is really going on in my head. Like, I've let it out to my partner, but that's about it. And even then, I don't really talk to him too much about it, because it's very hard to explain. It's hard to tell people that you feel crazy. It's hard to tell people that therapy, you suggesting therapy, isn't what I need, because I already went through all that. I already know all the terms. I already know what's wrong with me. I already have all the coping mechanisms. It's just something I have. It's not something I want to live with either. And that's the stigma that I want to break. Like, it's like people assume that people who speak on anxiety or speak on mental health actually want to have mental health issues. And that's really not the case. That's really not the case. What we want is to be understood. What we want is to be loved regardless of what we're going through. What we want is a safe space. That's what we want. That's what I want. And I'm pretty sure anybody else dealing with anxiety and the depression that comes with it, I'm sure that's what they want too. I'm sure they would like to have to stop explaining to people why they'd just much rather be alone. That's, for me, I would just much rather be alone, because I'm not going to disappoint myself. You know, other people just disappoint me because I tell them what's wrong, and then they say, oh, I understand. And then when they see the signs of anxiety, they don't understand, and they put up a boundary. I'm just here to say, fuck you and them boundaries if you haven't really taken the time to understand somebody dealing with anxiety. And I'm going to stop babbling now, and I'm going to map out the next anxiety video and kind of probably break it down, like anxiety in the workplace, anxiety in friendships, like I said, yada, yada, yada. But I love y'all. If you deal with high functioning anxiety, social anxiety, any form of anxiety, I'm here for you. That's what helps me with my anxiety. Helping other people is the weirdest thing. But yeah, I just want folks to know you can heal others while healing. Please understand that. Speak on what you're going through, okay? Because somebody else is going through it too, and they're afraid to speak on it. Don't be afraid to speak on it. I love you. OG Goddess Blaze, out.